Hello again. The BBC are making much of the fact that the children's programme Horrible Histories, which they produce, has been going for 15 years this week. These programmes are, of course, based on the children's books by Terry Deary, which are, by and large, very accurate and well researched. This is more than can be said for the BBC programmes, which remind me of something produced in North Korea. The level of deliberate misinformation and ideologically inspired lies found in them is simply astonishing. The BBC have actually been censured for their dishonesty when it comes to covering black history in the series, which has become an increasingly popular theme for them. A few years ago, the BBC Trust criticised an episode which was broadcast about Mary Seacole and Florence Nightingale. In it, Florence Nightingale was portrayed as a racist, refusing to employ Seacole as a nurse because she was black. This was pure invention. In fact, Mary Seacole was not employed for the simple reason that she never applied to become a nurse during the Crimean War. Those wishing to be nurses and sent to the Crimea were required to apply in writing and give references. Seacole didn't do this and so was never in the running to become a nurse working with Florence Nightingale. This did not stop the BBC from portraying her as a victim of racism. This kind of deception is pretty much par for the course for the BBC in this series when they are dealing with black people. After the Black Lives Matter movement acquired a high profile in 2020, a new series of Horrible Histories was made, which focused on black people in Britain. This began with a catchy song sung by a black man in the outfit of a Roman soldier to suggest that there were indeed black men in the Roman army in Britain, for which there is no evidence whatsoever. The song was called "Been Here from the Start" and claims that, let me quote, "Before these isles were British, black people played their part." The lyrics go on to say that before Harold lost at Hastings, black people played their part. This is, of course, quite false. There is literally no evidence whatsoever of any black person being in Britain before the Battle of Hastings in 1066. It's pure invention. Then we are also told in the song, and the Roman Emperor General and the brave Aurelian Moors were just a few of several who walked upon these shores. These lines are accompanied by a portrait of Emperor Septimius Severus. He was certainly born in Africa, North Africa, but his parents were Roman and Phoenician. He was born in a Roman colony. He certainly wasn't black, and neither were the Aurelian Moors either. Cheddar Man is mentioned, and the claim made that Cheddar Man was Mesolithic 10,000 years from now. And the picture is shown depicting a prehistoric man whose skeleton was found in the West Country as black. This is nonsense. It's impossible to say what colour the man's skin was. A mock-up of a man with a supposedly black skin was produced for a Channel 4 television programme in 2018, but it was soon dismissed as ridiculous by the geneticist who had worked on his DNA. It's impossible to say what the colour of skin was of a person from that time. Horrible Histories aligns closely with the BBC's general tendency to emphasise anybody who is black and conceal those who are white. It's bad enough doing this with programmes aimed at adults, but it's seriously unacceptable that they do the same with children's programmes. As usual, I give a few links in the description to this video to the subjects about which I've been talking, including a link to the song that I've been talking about here.